Hello people, apologies for the wait. I wanted to go live right away, but as you can see, I have changed my avatar once again. Would you look at that? I am now an ominous circle with a mountain in it. This is great, this is exactly what I wanted in fact. My flipping avatar stopped working again because they changed the system. Like, I'm using this website called Fujitech. They change it like every week. And I did not have the time to figure out how to fix it. So today, I'm just gonna be a circle. I'll disable it in a second, like when we actually go live to the proper screen. Don't worry about it. Let me lower the volume of the music just a smidge. I think that's kind of loud. There we go, that's better, that's better. Hey, how's everybody doing? Let me first, let me take a second to get started with this. It's gonna be a very interesting stream today. I'm gonna be going through my GameMaker project, which you might have seen once before, when I was really struggling to continue working on the game, and I was just, in general, having a hard time with it. I thought streaming it might help a little bit, like just the process and everything. And actually it did. It ended up helping quite a bit, and some other personal stuff that I worked through, I'm actually now working on it. The game that I've been wanting to work on for a long time, so I guess today we're just actually gonna be working on it, and I'm gonna make some progress, and yeah, let's flipping check it out, let's give it a shot. Now first I gotta share this stream in a couple places. It's over on Blue Sky. There we go. Let me share it with my friends as well. There we go. Okay, so this is so obnoxious. I really wish my avatar worked. I had it set up and everything, but it broke once again, which is just the best. Let me try changing it. It just doesn't do anything, does it? No. Nope. Nothing. Nothing. Whole lot of nothing. That's just great. We're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with the punches, and we're just gonna dive right into the game. Hey, Purveyor. Yeah, I'm invisible. It's the best. I love it. Not mad about this at all. I can handle small setbacks. No problem. I won't even cry. Alright, we're gonna switch on over to the other screen that I have set up right here. Though for a second, let me try one more thing with the... let me just restart Discord. Maybe that's the problem, you know? Let me just give it one more shot. If I just close Discord and then open it again, because it is linked to Discord, like it's using the audio input from there. Let me just give it one more shot. What the hell? If it doesn't work, we'll just cry ourselves to sleep and eat a bunch of chocolate ice cream, which sounds nice as well. Alright, let's see. And nothing. Joyous day. If I reload the page, does it do anything? Doesn't look like it. That's the best. That's what I wanted. Okay. Let me see. Let me just that's not the avatar thing I'm looking for. This one. That's the one I'm looking for. Also, we're listening to a flipping amazing soundtrack right now. This is Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts. I was playing that game again earlier today. It is delightful. Okay, that's not even close. Okay. Let's try it this way. Nope, that doesn't work either. Joy. I just wonder why it's not getting the signal. Wild. Hey Zeta, hello. Glad you could stop by. I'm just having some avatar trouble. I think we're just gonna have to make do with like a... not this, because it's not working for shit. Hey Donuts, how you doing? Glad you could join. How's everybody today? All ready for the weekend? I sure am. Let me switch on over to this. There we go. This is what we're going to be working with today. I'm actually going to get some progress done on my game. With this temporary image... actually, this is already an outdated version. Oh my god. Let me first fix that stream title. Working on my game. There we go. You gotta get started with Nuts and Bolts soon. You beat the first Banjo-Kazooie after sitting on it for so long. Now you can get to the fuzzy dice. Nice, awesome. It's I'll show you what the game's about. You're gonna actually be seeing plenty of behind-the-scenes stuff today. So yeah, it's a project that I've been working on for a while, and I've been posting like some bits of it on Blue Sky, but I don't want to spoil too much, you know. Also in fear of how do I say this? You know, like losing motivation. I feel like that could be a problem. If I just spoil the beans, spill the beans, spoil the beans. If I spill the beans too much, it might give me that sense of satisfaction of like, oh, I finished it, I showed it to people, it's done. even though it's not done at all. You know, like, you need to kind of not... It can trick your mind when you show things off too early. At least that's something I've heard. Now, let's test that theory, I guess, because I'm actually gonna be just working on this today, so... yeah, we're just taking it slow, by the way. Like, I'm still fidgeting with this flipping avatar thing. It is bothering the crap out of me. I wish it worked. Oh, goodness. The demo curse. Oh, yeah. Isn't that like when you demo something that it just all goes wrong because there's people watching? Because that might also happen. We'll have to see. I am just mesmerized. Why is it just not working? It's just not working. Strange. Well, I guess it's not something we're gonna be able to fix today. Maybe if I join a different channel. No, nothing. Join this one. Nope. Nope, 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 nope. At least we got this lovely music from Grant Kirkhope. It's seriously some of his best work, I feel. Like, his stuff on Nuts and Bolts, it is fantastic. Let me try this one more time. I got one more ace up my sleeve. It's not that. This is the... oh yeah, for fun, check this out. Woohoo! That's the overlay. I can just enable and disable it whenever I want. I kind of like it. I've considered like removing it, but It's nice to have your own little thing for it, you know. All right, let's see. This thing is what I want. Now, what if I put this in? Whole lot of nothing. Okay. Alright. No, that's good. Be like that. Oh, goodness. Let me try one more time. Maybe if I put this one in. Nope. Nothing, nothing, nothing. This is delightful. Ooh, Jiminy Sprinkles. Maybe if I do this. Nope. Doesn't do jack shit either. Yeah, I don't think we can get this one to work today. I'll just disable it so we have a better view of the game. You know, it works out. In a way, it works out, so we can actually see the full window without my funny face blocking it. Music as if Banjo and Kazooie had their own theme park. Yeah, it's fun. It's kind of what the game is, you know. The, like, Nuts and Bolts is like this constructed world. It's like its own little pocket dimension. It's pretty cool. When you make a demo, you get so satisfied with it that you eventually forget to make the rest of the game. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I think we're on the same page there. That's pretty much what I was talking about, too. You know, I do want to have something in the bottom of the screen. How about I just put a little picture of myself there? Because it feels so empty. Where do I have it? I got all of these little doodles saved. Little streaming little guys. Let me just get one. I have one alternative. Hold on, I have one alternative. Let me try one more thing. After that, I'll get into the game, I promise. There we go. VideoTube. It's this old software thing. Look at that old avatar. Oh my god. There's a newer one. It's nice. You can just change them in here. Like, it's a very neat little program. Alright, I guess we're going with this. Sure, why the heck not? It has an older outfit, but whatever. I should not be complaining. It works. It's there. Let's just do it like this. Alright, so what are we actually gonna do today? I want to get this truck in my game. That's the thing. I got this little game right here. This is a tutorial room, basically. A little spaceship spawns over here. I should enable my cursor so you can see what I'm doing better. Add cursor. There we go. There we go. Now you can see it, right? Yeah, there we are. There we are. I've added some like pickups, some collectibles you can get. This is honey, which is like the base thing you can get in the game. What else? Mark spotted! Open fire! Kill her! Let's just say your new clothes are in the wash. Yeah, let's do that. This is more of a summer outfit. I kind of like it still, but it's I don't know. I'm in the cozy fall mood, you know. I want that the cozy sweaters and striped stuff and all, and brown and orange and those colors. I just love them to bits. But yeah, these are the different pickups. You got these. These are story items. This game, to give you a quick overview of what it's going to be. Actually, I was writing a pitch about this earlier. Let me try that. It's a game where you It's like a space action game where you punch your way to victory, and it has a branching path story. So it's sort of like a shoot 'em up, but I want it to be more accessible, so I call it more of a space action game. Like, it's not like a bullet hell or anything. It's more about like flying to the end of a level, more of a level-based structure. And yeah, you shoot stuff in space, but also you can punch enemies. Like, I want to have like a punching move that allows you to like punch through rows of enemies. Kind of like the stars in Kirby. How they like go through rows of enemies, like how you hit multiple enemies at once if you have like a big enough star charged up, you know, that kind of stuff. And it has like visual novel elements as well. Like after each level you get a little dialogue sequence where you talk to characters, and based on how well you did, based on like which pickups you got in the level, you get different dialogue options, and that like has an effect on the branching story kind of. And it's about like this character that I made, Aster, who's this what do I call her? Disaster lesbian, I guess is the proper phrase. She's a funny little character. She gets flustered easily, but also she has a fun personality. How do I explain her personality? Gosh, she's just a fun little character. And she's in major trouble. She has to escape from some evil forces, and while she does that, she visits like her old friends who she wants to reconnect with. That's what the story is about, like reconnecting with old friends, even some ex-lovers perhaps. And that's what I want the story to be about. I've written some bits of the script. I can't spell disaster without Aster. Oh my god, can I use that? That's brilliant. Not as a tagline or anything, but like somewhere in the story. That is delightful. I love puns. Let me write that down somewhere. Alright, cool. You have permission. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I hope the thermostat is turned up. I hope so too. It is quite warm in this house right now, so I should be fine. I know you were referring to the clothes on the avatar, but still. I'm thinking about how warm it is in the house right now. It's fine. I'm not gonna melt. But yeah, like I was saying, you got these pickups, you got enemies and whatnot. I don't have a lot of enemies though, like that's the thing. I want to add new obstacles to this game, because like this is currently just the, this is one of the levels where you fly. It's just a test stage. I want to have more objects programmed first before I do like an actual level. But yeah, you got the story pickups right here that unlock different dialogue options. You got honey, which powers up your ship so that you can use your punch ability, I guess. What else? I guess I'll just show you. Let me run the game real quick and see if I can capture that particular window. All right. Let's see. Let's have a little look at what I have so far. All right. Let me put that over here. Let me just keep it small in here in the center. That works for me. Okay. So there's no like menu here yet. This is like the first room that appears of the game, where it just like creates a couple of values that are going to be used throughout the rest of the game. So I'm gonna skip ahead. This is a makeshift title screen that apparently doesn't want to show. Interesting. Maybe it works with game capture. Let's see. How about this? Okay. This one should probably work. Thank you, OBS. This is centered, right? Centered enough. There we go. There we go. That's fine. Okay, so this is a sort of a title screen. It's not quite in use yet, but it has like some options and what the hell not. I'll be working on that later. That's details. I want to have an actual like base game first. So if I start the game, I end up over here. So I can collect honey, and if I charge up my punch, I can do this, and I can punch my enemies. I can do like a soft punch as well. It uses less stamina, and I can just shoot, which is, you know, a major part of any shoot 'em up. Whoop, and have a dash move. I can go left and right real fast, which is pretty much required here. Also, there's a trigger here, this purple line that activates some dialogue during the level. It's not gonna be positioned right there, but it's like some test dialogue. I've just been riding around the bullcrap there. I forgot I had that. Anyway, you know, after you complete a level, you go over here. And this is something I showed off on Blue Sky, actually. This is the dialogue stuff. So I programmed all of this, like this dialogue system, where the characters are talking to each other. Yeah, it's like Rogue and Aster. These are two characters that are going to be in the game. I think I need to make Rogue a little bit bigger because Aster is very small. She's a little gremlin. And they start talking about it stuff. Yeah, okay, yeah. Rogue flexes. You can go through the dialogue and all that. If you want to see the full thing, it's up on my Blue Sky page. But the thing is that I want to show is that they talk about crap. And then you get to pick dialogue. And depending on the pickups that you collected, you get more dialogue options. So that's how you get like a branching path story. By doing better in the levels and collecting more things, you can have different options. Now, there's only one that's programmed here, which is the bottom one. Yippee! And then I think you get... Okay, this was another test room that isn't like fully completed at all. That was like a different dialogue system that doesn't work. But that's it. That's what I have so far. Okay, let me go back to the game screen. There we go. Now the starry background is also like temporary. Adding more dialogue options based on how well you do is a creative idea. Surprised you haven't seen the concept used often. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. It's kind of it's kind of inspired by Star Fox, you know? How in some levels you get like different, not dialogue options, but different paths that you can go. And I thought that would be fun to do, but in more of a story context, because I want to tell the story. I want to do stuff with these characters. I want to do something fun with that. And that's basically what I have so far. So this took a lot of work, months, because I don't have a lot of time or energy to work on this. Like, my god, after days of work, I am spent. So that's also why I just haven't done that much yet, but it is like a solid base, you know? Like, if I start adding objects to these levels, and I start writing dialogue, and I start having all these dialogue options, I feel like I could make a game with this. Like, I feel pretty confident about that. So it's also like a matter of feeling confident enough in your abilities to go forward with this, and I feel like I could do it. Like, I want to continue with this stuff. So, what are we gonna do today? I am going to... This is the dialogue testing room. Whatever. I want to go over here. I have a truck here, a very crudely drawn truck. I'm gonna immediately replace this with the new image that I made for it. And that's gonna be... Let's see. You know what, I'll just put these in the same file. Let's see. Okay, so you see 3 images here. There's 3 different trucks. And I want to use these effectively. Like, this regular truck is just an obstacle. You can't do much with it. I feel like you could be able to punch it, like with a weak punch, to just be able to, I don't know, clear a path if you're in a pinch. And this one is a special truck that if you punch it, some honey comes out. And you can use that honey to recharge your fist. And then this one is an explosive truck. It's a booby trap. Basically, if you punch that one, you lose health and you explode. So that's what I want to do. Now, what I also want to do is do a collision mask. Because not every bit of this needs to be solid. Rectangle, yeah. How do I change the shape of this, actually? I don't quite know. Manual. Can I tweak this? There we go. Let's be kind of lenient with this. Yeah, let's just do something like that. It's better to make it a little too easy, like slightly too easy, than that it's unfair, you know? Like, if this was poking out the sides, then players would immediately be like, oh my god, that's bullshit, what the hell? But also the front is like, it's a little odd there, so... A rectangle, there's lots of different things you can use here. I just... Let me just do something like this, I think, like, that's fine. This ought to do it. You can tweak this all day, but I want to just go forward with this. Okay, collision mask, that looks good. So this is going to be the truck. S_truck. That's the sprite for it. Now, adding sprites is not difficult in GameMaker. You just go to sprites, and you add one, and then you upload a picture that you made in a different program, or in GameMaker itself, and then you just add a collision mask, for example. That's all I know. You can do like 9 slices for like menu things, you can do like texture settings, I don't know about all that. I'm just gonna go with what I know. And now we need to make an object for it, because a sprite is just an image. So we gotta actually go to the folder of... I guess this is an enemy, so we'll just create objects. O underscore truck. It seems logical. Now, let's go to sprites and get the enemy folder and then truck. That makes sense. Now, let's see. When this object is created, what is it going to do? I guess it would move to the left. So, what is a regular value for that? H speed, horizontal speed is minus, because if you go to the right it's plus, if you go to the left it's minus. Let's do I don't know, 5. Let's not go too crazy with this. Also, gotta end each line with this symbol, colon, semicolon, is that what you call it? I don't even know. That thing. So if we put this in our level, it's going to move to the left, I suppose. I gotta move these frames around a bit. I don't like that the regular sprite for it is the explosion one, because that's the booby trap one. I don't want that. Let's see, so we're gonna go to enemies, and then we go to truck, and then we go to edit image, and then we just drag this one to the left. Alright, there we go. Looks good to me. So that's a truck. Then we go to the object of the truck. And what are we gonna do with this? Like, what else does it need to do? I think it needs to block bullets. Because if a bullet touches it, I don't want the bullets to fly through it. I want it to be like a solid wall, you know? So, let's see. I guess... Do I do this in the bullet object? Like, what's the most convenient way to do this? I guess I'll just do it in the bullet object. Let's just collision with objects, enemy, truck. Now what happens if it touches the... I'll just copy some stuff from what happens when it touches an enemy. Or a killable, as I called it. Okay, so a lot of stuff happens to it. Okay, so I want the object to destroy itself. Let's see. Yeah, I want this this bullet to destroy itself, but only after it has drawn the effect. Because otherwise, if it destroys itself, then it is unable to actually draw the effect before it ceases to exist. You gotta do stuff first, and then you gotta die. That's it. It's doing a little yellow line there, because I think this is like an outdated effect, but it still works, so I'll just keep it like that for now. Maybe they'll change that some other time, who knows. That's the bullet. Okay, so if a bullet touches a truck, the bullet ceases to exist. That's good. Okay, now what I want to do is that if the player touches a truck, they're going to lose health. Let's see. Okay, alright. Okay. I don't want the truck to be destroyed when you, like, fly into it. I don't want the truck to be a solid object. I just kind of want to, actually I could make the truck a solid object, but I don't quite know how to do that yet. I really need to sit down, like, outside of the stream context to figure that out. Because if you have a flying ship and there's like a scrolling camera, it creates some complications with the collision if you want to have like a wall or something. So this is the silliest music known to man. Awesome. I like to use like actual ship horns in this. It's really fun. This is the track for Banjo Land, which is why there's so many melodies in here from other Banjo games. It's really fun. Let's see. Okay. First of all, I'm gonna do collision with object truck. Let's just make it possible for the player to fly through the truck, I guess. So, I already wrote a bunch of code here. Let me just copy this. Okay, let me just copy all of this. I think I made a different hazard before that I might be able to use again here. Whatever. Okay. Let's just go through this, step by step. Now, I can remove this first one. This just has to do with the enemy. I can remove that. If the player can lose health, if that is equal to true, and you're not punching, then you lose health. The other instance is destroyed. We don't want that. We want the truck to stay alive. You can lose health. Is set to false. So for a moment you cannot lose health. And then an alarm is set, which means that after 60 steps, which is like the in-game variable of time, alarm 3 will happen. And alarm 3 will set the can lose health back to true. So basically, in confusing terms, you touch the truck, you lose health. Momentarily you will be invincible. You know, to have some invincibility frames so that you can't get hit again immediately. That's what these two lines do. And also there's a screen shake effect, which is something I coded in myself with the use of a tutorial, of course. But it's just this little script that sets the screen shake anywhere between 5 and 20, I think. Oh, the 20 is the duration, 5 is the amount. Alright. Sounds good. We got something here. Let me think. Oh my god, I forgot to actually post the thing on Blue Sky. Oh my goodness. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I hit post, right? Okay. Hold on a sexy second. I gotta check that. No, I didn't post it. Okay, let me post it now. There we go. Well, I'll likely like stream the game again. I have to do some testing, so people will be able to see the gameplay again. So it's all good. It's all good. Alright, let me see if I forgot anything else. No, that all looks good. Okay, good. Excellent. Oh, I gotta take off my hoodie. It's getting pretty hot in here. Okay. So I made a truck. It moves to the left. It blocks bullets. You can fly into it and lose health. That's good. That's actually good. I like that so far. There's a couple of other things that need to happen. Like if you punch the truck needs to explode. Of course. We want explosions. That's nice. So I guess I'm going to copy this code. So if punch releasing is true, then what happens? We don't lose health. None of that stuff happens. Maybe some screen shake will happen. Sure, why the heck not? Let me see, how did I program the punching thing? How strange. Star projectile. What is a star projectile made? Punch effect, soft punch effect. I see. Okay, so for the punch effect, I program when the player does something. Okay. Interesting. I gotta check something real quick. So I wrote a little bit of code for the punching, but I want to see like when... It seems like you're invincible when you release the punch. For a moment. When does it say that the punch needs to be unreleased, you know? Let me see. Release timer. Okay, so it kind of seems like you are invincible for like a couple seconds when you release your punch. That might cause problems later. It's only like half a second. What is this extremely chaotic music? Alright, truck. So what we want to do actually is the punch effect. That's the thing that has an effect on enemies. So we want to put our code here. Collision with objects, enemies, truck. Okay, so I'm just gonna try to copy some code from. This is the regular punch effect, so I'm gonna copy this. It destroys the truck, and it destroys the self. So the punch effect is destroyed and also the truck is destroyed. Okay, that seems fine. I can work with that. Now for the soft punch effect, I guess that will also work the same way. Enemies, truck. Okay, now what exactly happens when a truck is destroyed? That's something that I want to specify. Because when a ship explodes, like an enemy ship, you get rubble objects and you get a bunch of effects, basically. I want that to happen with the ship as well. Truck, I mean. So if we set a thing here for... Okay, so this is what determines when the truck is destroyed. We put the same code there that happens when an enemy ship is destroyed, and then we create an explosion. Seems simple enough. I guess we gotta test it now. Let's have a look. Okay, I'm just gonna remove a bunch of objects here because we don't need these. Let's get rid of a bunch of this stuff. Maybe a couple here. Alright, okay. There's a few things that we gotta try out. Okay. I forgot about one major thing. So, you notice how in this level, everything is like huge. Like this is the level. It is enormous. You fly through it, I think it takes like a couple minutes to get to the top. That's good. That's not a problem. But you know, when there's so many objects, and they're all being rendered at the same time, the game's frame rate is going to die. So, what do we do? Hey, Dragon Capman. Hello, welcome to chat. How are you doing? I was just talking about like how I'm not going to destroy the frame rate of my game because I need to deactivate a couple of objects. That's what I want to do. So, I'm gonna copy some code that I made for the spaceship and put it here for the truck as well. When the truck is made, it's not going to be activated. Activated is going to be set to false. That's just a simple like inbuilt variable thing for GameMaker. When I do this, the ship is the truck thing is not going to be. I don't know. It's just not going to be active, so the game won't have to calculate anything for it, which means that the game will be running, which means the PC won't explode. So now how do I activate it? That's the thing. If I go to this enemy spaceship, I'm gonna copy this line of code. Now, I believe that if instance exists, this one basically says like if the object is within view, if I recall correctly. And if it's not active, then activate is going to be true, and then a bunch of stuff is going to be happening. Okay, so all right, okay, all right, okay, all right. Okay, I'm just copying this. It's a little line of code that I made for activation. Doing okay. Your game looks pretty cool so far. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm going to be showing it in just a second because I'm going to be testing something I made. Now, what happens is when the game starts and the object is not within the view, it is going to not be active. That's good. Now, when it is within the view, it's going to be activated, and I want it to start moving. It won't have to move before then. Easy. Alright. Makes sense. Let's see if there's anything happening with the camera object. Does that determine anything interesting? Okay, okay. Instance deactivated. Okay, so. I need to add like everything to this list basically. Everything that's going to be outside of the view needs to be... Because I said an activated region. Okay. Object truck. Now, I've done a lot of stuff, so it's time to test this out, like to see if any of this works. What if I just put a truck over here? Now let me just do the mask first. Like this is what the player can see. The bars on the side are going to be invisible. There'll be a couple of trucks over here. You can just punch... You'll have to punch your way through them. Essentially. And these are just gonna be... Like, you'll be able to fly through a little gap. Let's see how big I need to make this gap. Probably about the size of one truck, I presume. Delete that one. We're going to be moving to the right. I also want to have a couple that move to the left. Which I can do easily. Like, I'll show a cool trick for that. Basically, you'll be able to, like, in this view, you can right-click them. Not right-click them, I think you need to, like, double-click them. And then you can, like, set some variables for that specific object in this room. That are different from the main variables that you set for the object. So, how about we just... yeah, I think we're gonna need, like, a lot more honey. Because I need to punch a lot, so how about we just add a bunch of honey? Collectibles, honey. There we go. Like, normally honey is a very precious resource in the game because, you know, it allows you to basically go berserk and punch enemy ships, so it is very powerful. But I want it to be, like, rewarding, you know, so... Yeah, that seems good, that seems good. Okay, let's try it out. Let's see if anything crashes. Okay, so it's showing the game. There we go, excellent. Okay, let's do it. Wonder what's gonna happen. Okay, so basically, I first pick up a bunch of honey. Oh, okay. Okay, hey. Couple things of note. Let's try that again. You probably saw it too. Picking up honey. I can punch that guy. Boop. And boop. Okay. So, couple of things there. Okay. 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 Interesting. The trucks wanted every sprite rather than just one. Yes, exactly. Right. I was just thinking, like, okay, what are the things I need to change now? A truck. Let's start with the image that it shows. Now, we're gonna do this a little bit differently. We set the sprite to truck, but we actually want to draw over that. We want to ignore that. Draw sprite. This gives us a little more control. So it's gonna be s_truck. And then sub-image is gonna be, I think, 1. And then x, y. What this does is that it just draws, like, only the first sub-image from this sprite, instead of, like, everything. Like animating, you know? Like, it will just draw the first image in that row. And we're gonna change that later because we want different trucks depending on the what they're carrying. We might actually randomize that. Now, I don't want to randomize that. Like, it's a game with high scores and stuff, and I don't feel like it's fair to randomize, like, collectibles and whatnot. So, just have to get a feel for it. How am I gonna do that? Whatever. I'm thinking too far ahead. Right now, let's just focus on the regular truck. So, when it is destroyed... we want that explosion to be in the middle, you know? That's not quite right. It's not what's happening right now. What is the middle of this image? The sprite of the truck. I'd say it's somewhere over here, I guess. Now this image, what is the size? 320, 189. We want it to be in the center. I can just write that it does it in the center. I don't need to do any like fancy schmancy math. I can just say that I want it to be sprite width divided by 2 and sprite height divided by 2. And there you go. Now I think this fixes the both the sprites of the image, that it's not gonna loop through all of them, and also that it's gonna do like an explosion that's in the center. And that sounds good. What else happens? I think the falling speed was like too fast. It wasn't really a falling speed, like I think it was just like compared to the enemy ships. Like you notice the difference in speed, right? Like the enemy ships were going down, I think, slower than the truck was going down. I think it has to do with the camera speed. Let me see. Scroll speed is defined here. Let me set that to like 4 or something. How fast do these little buggers go? They shouldn't go at all. They should just stand still. Like you're the one flying through the level, so I don't understand why these have to move. Maybe it's object killable. Is it defined here? What defines how fast these little fuckers go down? I just see image speed, I see direction, I don't see anything related to how fast they're going. Slowing down compared to camera. I should just remove that. Let me remove this. I want the game speed to be consistent. So, I don't want these guys to slow down compared to the camera. That doesn't seem right. Maybe I need to slow this to 3? I don't know. Let's find out. I want the objects to stay in place. Were the trucks moving fast enough? I think so. I think the speed of -5 is fine. Should be okay. What else happened? Did we notice anything weird? You know, let's test it right now. Let's do a little test and see what we got. Thank you. Okay. Okay, so we're going way slower. Also, my like movement speed is way slower. I'm noticing. I don't want that. There go the trucks. They're going way too fast. Also, I ran out of honey, I think. Couldn't quite see. Okay, so there's a lot of things we gotta fix here. First of all, like the movement speed is way slower now, and I don't like it. Okay, so. The explosion has changed. It is invisible now, and I know why. Check this out. It is X plus sprite width. And Y plus sprite width. Now, why do I do this? It's the X position is the X position of this object where it is on the screen. If I just say sprite width divided by 2, it's going to take sprite width divided by 2 as the coordinates, like on the screen. So it was actually drawing it somewhere like way up into the room. Like it was drawing it like all the way up here, instead of the position of the truck, which is the top left usually, and then plus half the size of the sprite. Which, the center of the sprite is what we were looking for, basically. It was drawing it like all the way up here in the room, like not relative to the position of the truck. So they were moving quite fast. I think I'm gonna slow them down, like a lot. Now, why is the movement speed of my ship tied to the camera? That is not very wise. I should not have done that. Can I change that here somewhere? Can shoot. Okay, punching, keys, movement. Maximum H speed. I want that to be, I think it was originally set to like 5 or something. So let's just make that 5 again. As for the vertical speed, I don't know. What if we just set that to 10? I'm not quite sure what this is gonna do, but I want that movement speed to change. I really liked how it was before. So I'm changing this temporarily. What engine is this? This is GameMaker. Which is very fun. It's a very accessible little programming kind of thing. I learned all of this in a couple of months. Like, I messed around with it in high school a little bit. Okay, now it's flying upwards automatically. That's not what we want. Okay, the ships spawn in. I can destroy them. With a big punch and a small punch. But I am floating upwards automatically, and that's not what I want. Maybe it was that last variable that we were messing with. That it has to do with vertical speed, so let's try that again. Hey yo, how's the code? Reading Jack Black's voice. I'm working in GameMaker, right money. How is your art stream? Check this shit out. Hope it works. Okay, so I fixed the vertical speed. That's good. Still feels a little slow, but whoop. Okay, so got the punching. There we go. And then we got these trucks that we added in. And we can destroy them. We do a big punch. There we go. Okay, that works. The explosion is in the center. Every image and all that, that's temporary, but and dash still, that's good. Still got all this. Still got my shots. These are like power-up shots that I've been working on. I don't know if they'll make it into the game, but I just wanted to make them. Because it was part of the tutorial and it was important to do that. Okay, I don't want to activate the dialogue trigger or whatever. Hello, world. Okay. Okay, let me check, like, okay, so my vertical speed, I don't like the maximum speed you can go. Like, it's kind of slow. But it is tied to the camera speed. Okay, so it blocks bullets. I forgot to test that. It works. Awesome. Punching them works. That's all fine and dandy. Problem is, I don't like how slow you are when you're going up and down. I want to see if I can fix that somehow. Because the problem is when you are... I love the ding sound effect. Thank you! There's a story behind that sound effect when you collect the honey. Problem is... Okay, I really need to focus for a second because I want to figure out why I would slowly move upwards if I am not moving. Let me check that out. No, wait, I fixed that. The real problem is, why am I so slow when I move up and down? Okay. I will have to go into the movement code and figure some stuff out. Because right now it is tied to the camera scroll speed, which was originally 10, and now it is a different number. Let me write that down real quick. Originally scroll speed was 10. This is not a quick fix, it's just I'm just writing some stuff down because I want to remember that for later. But yeah, a little behind the scenes detail for you. I watched a Scott the Woz video the other day where he was like talking about like Game Pass versus whatever PlayStation does, like the PlayStation Plus or something like that. And like he starts the video by pouring alcohol into a big glass, which is really funny on its own. But like when he like stops pouring the alcohol and like the bottle touches the glass, it has a little ding sound, and I thought, oh my god, that's perfect. I need that for my sound effects for the game. So I was messing around with sounds like that, and I ended up with this one, and it has a randomized pitch to it. So sometimes when you touch the honey, it will have like a slightly higher pitched sound effect, and sometimes a slightly lower pitched effect. So everybody says thank you, Scott the Woz in chat, while I try to fix this mess. Okay, so what happens when I hold up... okay, V speed is... V move times Excel. Or if I just make this a different number? What's gonna happen? What could possibly go wrong? Thanks, Mr. Woz. I think I'm going down faster, but not up. It's good though. That means that if I make this like ×2, perhaps... Okay, so this is moving forward automatically, and this is if you're not dashing. No, I don't want this to be minus max speed divided by 2. What the hell? I want this to be tied to the camera scroll speed. What am I doing? There we go. Past me, what were you up to? What did you see? If I'm changing it here to be twice as big, I should just fucking... What am I... Let me just set this to 10. Let me just change this to 10. Alright. And I think everything should be fixed. She said, bracing for explosion impact. Alright. This was what it was originally, huh? Let's try it again. Okay, so that's not good. I like this speed. This is it's very fast actually. Okay, so up is way too fast. I like the horizontal speed. I think that's solid. You have a dash move, so you know, you can do a lot with that. Like I fall down when this happens. When I let go of the buttons. Does it need to be divided by 2 for some reason? I don't know why, but let's check it out. I'm literally just messing around right now. Divided by 4. Why is it even going down? I don't get it. It should be going up with the same speed as the camera. If I just set it to minus. Hold on. Hold on a second. Am I a genius? Is my ass huge? It is! I'm a genius! My ass is huge! Booyah! I think that punching is going to be very satisfying. And now we can go past these trucks. They are kind of fast. But, yeah, we can tweak that. I think I fixed everything. Alright. Okay, okie dokie. Yippee! Now we got trucks. Now we gotta make different types of trucks. I think I might want to have them as separate objects to give myself a little more control over it, but I can very easily do a couple of things here. I have a plan. I want to make 3 types of trucks. So I'm gonna make this parent object, just regular truck, and then gonna make another object. Good truck. Basically does the same thing. It's created, it's inactive. When it's inside the screen, it will be activated. It's good. Now the draw event will need to be different because we want a different sprite for this one. So we go to draw, and we do this, and then we set it to 2. No, wait, 3. I think the good truck was 2. Good truck was 2. Okay. And for the destroy events, we do want the explosion, but we also... Let's see, where is it? Destroy? Yeah. We also want to spawn some honey. So, what we're gonna do here... objects. Create. What was it again? Create object? Hold on. Instance create. There we go. This is an instance. It's not an object. It's an instance. When it's inside a room, it's no longer like the blueprint. It's an actual instance. Depth, I guess. Sure. It's on the same layer as this, so it's all good. X plus I can just copy this. Normally it's not so wise to copy code, but in this case I know what I'm doing, so that's the X position. That's the Y position. Okay, so it needs to be in the same place as the explosion. This is an instance. Here's how it works. Welcome to GameMaker. The room. The workplace. Tutorial stage. Jesus Christ. What was I doing? I zoned out there for a second. Depth. Fucking, I don't know. Minus. I don't know. 1. Let's do 1. Whatever, that works. Object, of course. O, underscore honey. We want to do a couple of them, though. Like, we want to do several. I think this is enough for this line of code. Like, you can add more stuff. But, let's just do these. And then we do another one. X plus sprite width plus or minus. How big is the honey? I don't know. Let's have a look. Collectibles. Honey. How wide are these? 49. Okay. It's a pretty unconventional size also. Well, whatever. I'm rolling with this. I feel like it's good. 9. Like normally it's like a multiple of 16 or whatever, like I don't know. I don't know. I just go with what looks good. Probably should make it like an even number, otherwise the center is not gonna be. Oh, well, I'll figure it out later. All of these images, by the way, like all the sprites are temporary. I want to go for a completely different art style. So this is all just like some stuff I made in Inkscape, like some vector art, which I can tweak very easily. But the actual things, no, that's gonna be different. Let's see, enemies. Set it to truck, I guess. Maybe I don't want to have these trucks as like all in one sprite because I can't see them in the level editor. That's the problem. Okay, I'll just have to duplicate this twice. Good truck. And then S evil truck. Yeah, this is gonna just... It's gonna be less of a pain in my ass. Alright, so let's see. The first one. No, I don't want to import. I want to edit the image. I want to remove the other ones. There we go. Now, the good truck is only going to have... Does it have the collision mask? Nice, it has the collision mask for the other one. Okay, edit image. It has a bee honey symbol on it. So you know it's a good one. And then the evil truck. The false prophet. There we go. Alright, looks good. Looks good to me. Let's go to good truck, and then it no longer has the sprites. Needs to be good truck. Now, where were we? It needs to be like half of 49, 24 or something. No, wait, 49. I want it to be like slightly further apart. Where do I want this thing exactly? I'm just trying to imagine in my mind where it's going to place the collectible when it spawns. Let's do 65. Alright, we can always tweak this later. Okay. GameMaker really evolved since version 7, or was it 8? Yeah, this is oh my god, I remember. I feel old, but I used to work with GameMaker 8, I think, in high school at some point. And, this is GameMaker Studio. I think it's GameMaker Studio 2, like, it's the second version of it. I just got it off of Steam. It's still free, which is great. But there are, like, some things with it now, like if you make like more than 1,000 sales or something, you have to pay for it. There was something up with that. I don't know the specifics. I don't think I'll ever get there, but it's whatever. I don't even know if this game is going to be paid or not. Maybe. I feel like it should be. Like I'm putting a lot of work into this, and if it ends up being something that I really feel strongly about, like about its quality, then I think I should charge money for it. Wait, the Y position shouldn't change. Hold on. I'm gonna make another honey bits. Loved using Multimedia Fusion 2 and still have it on Steam. Awesome. I think I might remember what that is. Problem is, like, it needs to spawn more honey than it costs to activate it, you know? So how much honey is one punch? I think one honey gets you, let's see, actually. If a player touches honey, what happens? Honey plus is 1. You need 10 for a wind-up punch. Goodness, I'll have to spawn 10 honeys. I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna make one piece of honey that's worth 10. Because I'm so smart and my ass is huge. Honey underscore 10. That works for me. Okay, so we're just gonna do a quick temporary sprite. No thicker. It doesn't need to be pretty, but it just needs to exist. I said it doesn't need to be pretty, yet here I go doing different versions of the same thing. Anywho. Works for me. This is 10 honey. I'd pay for it, thank you, that's very kind. It's not a game yet, it's just like a rough skeleton. But, very kind of you. I appreciate that very much. The funny thing is, if you compile a multimedia fusion game, try to run it on a modern OS, it gets flagged as a virus. Oh my god, for real? That's kind of funny. I mean, you know, Windows sucks with, like, support for older software and everything. Like, I have, like, games on disks that just don't run on Windows anymore because they fucked everything up with, like, an update. Windows sucks ass. Like, it is genuinely abysmal, like, how they treat their, like, legacy software and programs made for the damn system. They should just support it indefinitely. I bought the damn game, let me play it. Because it compiles everything into an exe. Oh, I see. But, like, you know, the exe still work. It's a viable format. Like, come on. Shh, whatever. I don't know enough about the details anyway. But still, it bothers me that you can't play, like, all the other old hardware or software on, like, modern hardware anymore. I feel like that's an incredible shame. Alright, let's see. I'm going to make another honey object. Duplicate. Object. Go. Like, no code for this. Like, nothing. It's literally just, let me see. Collectibles. 10 honey. Honey doesn't do anything, right? Yeah, no, it's literally just an image. An object, I mean. With an image, and then it flows down. Windows Defender thinks EXEs are evil. I see. I mean, everything still uses EXEs, it's whatever. So if the player touches a 10 honey thing, then we just duplicate this. For objects, collectibles, 10 honey. It's the honey to 10. That's nice. Also, you get, let's say 100 points. Whatever. Does the honey sound effect. I think it should play the sound effect like several times. That would be nice. How do I do that though? Probably need some kind of alarm. I would need like a separate sound effect. I don't even want to record. I don't even want to code that. I would just do like I would make like a new sound effect for it. This is encouraging you to develop your own shoot 'em up idea more, having like Kirby copy abilities or something. That sounds flipping awesome. Oh my god, do it. I would love to see it. That sounds amazing. Why didn't I think of that? That's brilliant. I do want to have like multiple playable characters in this game, if I can think of it, you know, or have like them, have like other characters that you meet like fly around you, like little turrets that shoot up, or like grant you other abilities. Maybe for some other time. Does GameMaker only accept its own language? I think so. You can either use GameMaker language, or there's like a very easy accessible way to do this stuff. Like, you see me writing all this code, but you can just use like drag and drop to like link some items together, and it will do the same thing. Like with some kind of visual coding thing, you know? You can't code yet, but you have ideas. Alright, cool. Well, GameMaker is a nice place to start. I can recommend it. Unless you really want to do a different engine, of course. Like, there's good tutorials for everything, but a lot of coding fundamentals are kind of the same. I can really recommend a specific tutorial that I've been following, which is called, let me see. It's Coding Fundamentals in GameMaker language, in GML. It's by Sam Spade Game Dev. It is really cool. Like, I've been trying to get through them. It just goes over coding fundamentals, like specifically for GameMaker. I am currently, let's see, 35 videos in out of 68. And I've learned a lot. Like, it's been very useful. It's like no nonsense, it's very to the point. It's very nice. Yeah, GameMaker's powerful. You can use it for a lot of stuff. I know some people use it for 3D as well, which is insane, but apparently it's possible, so hey, kind of sick. You were initially using Love 2D, but GameMaker could be easier. Perhaps. It's certainly... Like, this is a full-fledged software, you know? Like, you can make games in this. Like, real games. Like, Undertale was made in this stuff. So, you can do a lot with it. It's... of course, it has limitations. It's not like Unity or Unreal Engine, you know? Where you have, like, fancy shaders and... Like, this does have shaders. It's just not that focused on 3D. So, if it's... I don't know. It could be right for your game idea. I don't know. Depends. Will be food themed, but also in space. That sounds nice. Oh yeah, Godot, or Godot as I like to call it, because it sounds funny. Godot is, I tried it briefly, but it's too complex for me. I just like being able to place objects and do like simple code and not write too much. I really prefer the way GameMaker does things. I get too impatient with other programs. Let's see. I was doing something. See if I remember. Wait a minute. Where am I? Hold on. Where am I exactly? This is collided with object honey 10. Okay. Alright, that's good. I'll do a sound effect for it later. It doesn't matter. Good truck. It no longer needs to spawn like several honey pieces. It just needs to spawn one honey underscore 10. Underscore 10. There we go. Let's try it out. Might have forgotten something, but we'll find out when we test it. Okay. So I collect the honey. We're gonna fix the movement a little bit. Go. So if I punch, I didn't put the object in the room yet. There we go. Yeah, that might be useful. This music is delightful. I love Banjo-Kazooie Nuts and Bolts so much. Let's remove the debug layer so I can place these trucks a little more easily. Wait a minute, the sprite for good truck, like when it's like a preview. It needs to be something else. It needs to be enemies good truck. There we go. Now I can actually see it in the this room, which is convenient. Otherwise, I don't know what the hell I'm doing. We just have a bunch of good trucks over here. If I hold on Alt, it's a little easier. Okay. You'll need to be kind of on the right side because, you know, they fly to the left, so... I think it works. Punch attack is so cool. Thank you! I appreciate that. Like, it was like the main idea I had for this game. Like, I wanted to have a flying game, but also I want to make it like more accessible and fun to people who are intimidated by this kind of game. So I want to make it more of a space action game where it's not like a Also, Dawai, thank you so much for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Gonna go now, fun to chat, maybe I'll return a bit later. I appreciate that very much. Hope you have a wonderful day. But yeah, I want to make something that's less intimidating than a bullet hell, because that's what most people know these shmup games for now, you know? And I want people to play it. I don't want people to think like, oh, I can't play this because it's really hard. Like, there's gonna be infinite lives, like that's gonna be the standard, I think. It's just gonna be about collecting things, it's gonna be about punching things, it's gonna be about flying through space and talking to characters and all that. So, I hope people will give it a shot. That's my main thing, and I think like with fun stuff like punching arms, I feel like it adds some appeal to it, you know? Also, the punching arms are gonna look very different. This is just a temporary sprite. But what's actually gonna happen is that you're gonna have big, beefy, muscular arms sticking out of the side of the ship that you can use to punch your enemies, like the flipping anchor arms from SpongeBob. Because that's what the original idea was, and I want to roll with that. Let's test this real quick. But that's for another time, when I actually get to work on the art style and whatnot. So they sound a little bit like the things... Oh god, I got so much honey that it maxed out the meter. I didn't know that could happen. Oh, it doesn't move yet. Oops, my bad. Oh, right, it's just deactivated. It's deactivated. Forgot about that. Oh, that makes sense. Is it deactivated? Hold on a second. I guess it must be. No, it's not. It's not deactivated. It doesn't do anything. Because it never gets deactivated, so it never gets activated either. Oh, okay. I see. Okay. Okay. Easy fix. I go to the camera. I make sure that... What is lol fuck? Why does it show that? Okay, whatever. Astercam. That's gonna be for later. That's gonna be fun. Instance, deactivate, object. I should make like a different parent object for everything that has to be deactivated, actually. Oh well, that's for some other time. I could do it now. Oh great, the intro narration. We've looped back to the beginning of the soundtrack, so now there's this intro bit for Banjo Nuts and Bolts. Let's go to a different soundtrack, because I'm not done programming yet. I'm having a blast. I'm actually being very productive today, which I like. How long have we been going for? An hour and 13 minutes. I need to drink some water. Goodness, I'm just yapping. Which helps me a lot. By just talking out loud, actually, I can code way better. I'm less in my own head, I guess. There we go. A bit of water. That's nice. Okay, let's get some music going. What do we want to listen to today? Maybe some, do we have more Pikmin? I suppose not, huh? Just the Hey Pikmin soundtrack, but it's which is nice. I'd rather listen to some vanilla Pikmin music. What else we got? How long is this one? Oh, I love this one. Let's do it. This is the battle soundtrack from Paper Mario: The Origami King, a game that I don't like that much, but still, I love the music. I think it's fun. I actually prefer Color Splash. People might lynch me for that, but hey. Let's see. Yours having copy abilities, more enemies that just get in your way rather than shoot. Could also help with that. I did say that. I don't read my own sentences. Don't worry. Don't worry about it. I think I got the gist of what you meant. Instance deactivate object. Why is this blue? Why is this blue? Deactive. Oh, there we go. Also, it's proper form to put the little points and comma at the end. There we go. Because I think it's a major thing in like other programming languages. It doesn't matter in GameMaker, but I don't know. They always teach you to do this, so I'll just make a habit of it in case I ever go to a different programming language. I guess. Let's give this another shot. Let's give it a try. Yeah, I definitely got to tweak these controls. Like going down especially is very slow. Boop. Boop. And boop. It's still not moving. How strange. I can't punch it either. Now, good truck has the parent. It doesn't have a parent yet. There we go. Of course. Enemies. Truck. Now, see? It copied over some code from the parent object. So. Alright. Okay. There we go. I like the different layers of this background. I probably have like some... Because the first level is going to take place over a planet's surface. Boop. And boop. There we go. And yes, we got an extra star for that. Excellent. Oh, that's awesome. Okay, so we need to make sure that it doesn't max out the honey. That it actually maxes out the honey. I want you to only be able to have 3 attacks at the time. So you gotta be very strategic when you use your punches. Let's see. Now, what controls the stats? Controller stats. Does this control the honey too? No, I don't think it does. Oh, this controls weapon power-ups and shit. Okay, and lives and honey. It does control honey. Okay. I think it just draws like the HUD. Yeah, this is the draw event. Okay, so this is the HUD. Draw GUI. This is the GUI. How do you pronounce that? GUI? GUIs are GUIs have taken our jobs. Okay. I guess we're feeling silly today. Let's go to where's the honey determined in this? It's like it has to be here, right? I guess there's no honey code in here for the step event, huh? You just set the honey at the start, and the honey goes up when you get more, but it never maxes out. Alright. Alright, let's just do it at the start. Like, all of this below is like punching and moving and all that, so let's just do honey at the start, whatever. If honey is larger than or equal to 30. See, honey underscore is 30. There we go. That's it. If it ever gets above 30, it will be set to 30. Easy peasy. Let's give it a try. I'm a genius. My ass is huge. My brain is huge, and I can fart. See, now the HUD doesn't freak out. You see the stars on the bottom right, and like they respond as you would expect. It's good. There we go. There we go. Refilled it. Yeah. Ship design is gonna change as well because so I like the boosters. Have you noticed the boosters, by the way, like behind the ship? Like they turn off when you fly backwards, and when you go up, they get like bigger. And when you go like left and right while you're flying up, let me show that. You go like left and right, like they get bigger and smaller depending on the direction you're going in. But it's nice. I like that. Okay. I guess we're pretty much done with the trucks. Wow. Okay. Let's go to the next obstacle. I should also add some that fly in the other direction. I don't want to make separate objects for that, so I'm just gonna... let me think. Alright. Problem is, you know, I can make it in such a way that if you put an object in this room and you like click on it and you change the variable to like go to the right, like you won't be able to see in this editor that it goes to the right. It will always be facing left because that's what the image is set to, and that's kind of a shame. Unless I change the sprite here, But I kinda don't wanna. Wait, I can do flip X? Hold on, I can do flip X. What does that do? What does flip X do? Does it actually make it fly in the other direction? Or does it just change the image? I need to know. I don't know about this. I'm gonna check it out. Go. Gotta make some like nice explosion effects as well, because these are just temporary. No, I don't see any ships going to the right, so alright. Okay, so I can do flip X. It doesn't actually change anything about the object, like its flying direction, no nothing. Okay. That's alright. I don't see this as a problem. It is useful in the editor. I know what to do. Okay. Let's go to object truck. Now at the start, I want to have a variable. Its name is gonna be I guess just dir. That's a built-in variable. I don't want to mess with like a built-in variables. It's just gonna be like a I want a string. Okay, I guess we can just. What do I want to do? Which one of these do I want? It's basically like picking like, oh, do I want a number? Do I want to pick an integer? What's the difference between these again? This one allows decimals. This one is just whole numbers. This one is words. Just do left. Default is right. Right, of course. Okay. Flying direction. If dir is equal to right, then I want to do this. You just do it on one line, whatever. If dir is equal to left, H speed is 3. Alright? And by default, it's right. Okay, that's good. Now we go to this one, and then let's say we want to have some come from the right and then some come from the left. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take one. We'll just do one of these first. I'll click on it. I'll access first. I'll flip it X. Flip it on the X-axis. Variables. I want to edit this to left. Right? It's good. Now we have one ship that goes to the left. I want to copy that. Now all of these are set to go to that particular direction. I think this should create a nice blockade. Okay. Let's just try what we have so far. I think this should work. I said foolishly. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh, I got an error and the game froze. That's crazy. Okay, so I think I know what happened. Abort game. Yes, please. Okay, I'll remove these, remove these. I have to change the string to have quotation marks around it, I think. Like, I read in the instructions that it doesn't matter, but I think it does. I think it probably does. So let's start it again. Yep. Okay, here we go. There's gonna be like a little hole you can fly through if you have no punches left. Okay, that's good, that's good. You'll have to punch one of these, but I don't want you to... I don't want to force the player to punch there. They can just fly through. Feels a little claustrophobic, so let me just put this over here. Okay, so... change one more thing. It's gonna be... quotation marks, right? Now it sees it as a string. Okay. Also, I'm worried that dir is gonna be a problem. Dir might be like a built-in variable from GameMaker. I'm just gonna go with direction underscore. Then I know for sure that it's not a thing that GameMaker already uses, you know. There we go. Okay. Let's see. Let's see what happens now. Alright, let's see. The sprite isn't flipped. Still. Okay. Let me try that one more time because I think something odd happened there. Like I punched the truck but it didn't disappear. That's a little weird. These work fine. Boop. So they spawn into the two, strangely. Why doesn't this one explode? What is wrong with that one? You see that? What the hell happens? What was that? That was weird. What's up with that? It's not like multiple objects layered on top of each other, right? That is, strange. No, not the creation code. I'm looking at something like variables. Did I mess up left and right? Oh my god, I'm a toddler. Holy shit. I just realized. Holy shit. I messed up left and right. Okay, no, that's not even the problem I was looking for. I just realized that I had that mixed up. That is awesome. Now, why can I not destroy it? I want to break shit. Activated is true. So why doesn't the step event work? Now for the draw, I also need to do like the flying direction. Copy this. Oh, don't want to delete that. I'm gonna need this code. If it goes to the right, we just need this. If it goes to the left, we need this, but we're going to flip. Plus sprite X. That gives us more options. Sprite, sub-image, X, Y. And we do like a scale. -1. Y scale is 1. Rotation, 0. Color, 0. Alpha, 0? I think that ought to work. I don't know. Give this a shot. That's like the weird pop-in effect, but we'll work on that. That just has to do with the... Okay, that's not good. They're all flying to the right also, did you notice? Okay, there's a lot of things happening here. First of all, this is why they're all going to the right. Now, we check these sprites. The default direction is left, so I gotta flip these. Okay. There we go. I think that should fix it. It's a problem with the opacity. I need to look up the manual for GameMaker real quick. What do I need to enter to have a draw sprites X? Let me check real quick. What do I need to do to make them fully visible, I guess? Okay, I think for color I need to enter -1 to have the default color. And for opacity I need to enter 1 because 1 is full and 0 is nothing. Okay, now it might work. I'll just shoot these. Okay. They're all going in the opposite direction than what I would expect. My goodness. Okay. The default direction should be left. I think that's what's throwing me off here. Well, these ones are going to the right, so I need to change the variable code to say right. There we go. Default direction is left. Okay. Oh, but I was about to say, like, these patterns are not quite good. Turns out it wasn't the patterns that were bad, it was my coding. Yippee! Okay. Now we're cooking. Now for the truck, of course, I need to do some other stuff here as well. I need to copy the code from the draw event. And then just replace it with s_goodtruck. That's it. That's it. That's it. That's it. Thinking ahead of the curve. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Might be an easier way to do that, but I think we got something here. Alright. That works accordingly, as we would expect. Gotta make the chains a little longer. Alright, excellent. Okay. I just want to test if we can make this item truck also go in the correct direction that we want it to go. So if I just take this and I open it and I go to variables and I say this one goes to the right. And I do a little flip X. Because it's convenient so we know in the editor like which direction it's facing. And I think we might be good. So we also need to put one, like, at the end, otherwise it's just not enough. Okay, now we were also talking about, like, how the objects were spawning in at a weird place, right? Let's do something about that. I think that'll be the last thing I do today. I'm kind of running out of steam. This has been a blast, though. I hope this has been interesting for people. Now, what is the activation thing? Activation region is... view height plus 50? I think it needs to be view height minus 50, right? Minus 100. See what happens. Programming is hard work. You got quite a bit done today. Thank you. Yes, I did. I added obstacles. That's good. I fixed a bunch of bugs, I think, as well. So that's good. Sort of overhauled the movement system, which I still need to do a lot for, actually. Good. Alright. Boop. Make sure we can still break some of these. And that one works too. Alright, we got it. Oh. Oh, thank goodness. Alright, that's pretty much everything I wanted to do with these trucks, except I wanted to have an exploding one that hurts you. I'm gonna have to do some effects for that. But basically what we'll do is we take like another truck object. Let me just do it right now, why the heck not. Just call it object bat truck. And we'll use this exact same code, except when it's destroyed. It will do like a different kind of effect that I still need to make. It will not create honey. It will create pain. What if it creates like an enemy or something? That there's just like an enemy in there. I think that would be more fair, so you can still dodge it. Let's do that. Let's just, yeah, let's see what we can do. Object faller. What does it do exactly? It can shoot at you. It waits 50 steps before it shoots. Alright, 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 alright. Alright, that works. Yeah, I think the bat truck just destroys itself and then spawns a an enemy. Why the heck not? Okay. Now we just need to change the sprites to bat truck. Did I name it evil truck? Let's just name it evil truck everywhere. I mean bat truck. Yeah, let me change that. Let's be consistent with names. That'll be good. Okay, now we just need to put it in the room, otherwise nothing's gonna happen. Put a little bat truck over. Oh wait, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. Hold on, what am I doing? This ain't right. I want to get that back. Yeah, there we go. I don't want to put random sprites in here. I want to put the object in here. There we go. And am I on the right layer? Yeah. Do a bat truck. One of these will be a bat truck. So you may think like, oh, I want to punch all of these, but no. Default direction is going to the left, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, that all looks good. Whew. Making games is hard work. Still figuring out what the art style exactly is going to be of this game. Still working on that. I want to have something like hand-drawn, not something as sterile as this. Like, it looks appealing, but it looks more like a, I don't know, more like a mobile game, I guess. I want to have it. I want it to have its own identity. Attack this one, and that one. It spawns an enemy that shoots at you. Yeah, sick. Now, one thing I wanted to test was the pop-in, like how the enemies would like appear too late, like on the top of the screen. Can you pay attention to that? That looks good. Looks very smooth for those at least. How about for the trucks? No, they just kind of appear out of nowhere. That's not right. No, wait, I think they disappear too fast. They disappear too fast. We fix that, and after that we'll be good to go. Left, top, width, height. Plus 200. Let's check it out. Also, we'll have to put some limiting on the honey, because there's going to be a lot of honey in these levels. We don't want to make those tank the frame rate. Okay, let's see what happens to the trucks when they go down. See what happens to the ship. It just disappears. Let me try one more time, because I wasn't paying attention closely enough to the trucks. I think I'll make like 2 shots to default, actually. Okay, let's see what happens to the trucks. Pay close attention to the truck at the bottom of the screen. I think it disappeared too early. I don't know, like how tall is a truck anyway? It's height is 189, so I don't know. I can set that to like a lot higher anyway. Doesn't matter that much. I don't think there was a problem with the height there. I'll just like, am I imagining things, or are the trucks disappearing too fast when they reach the bottom of the screen? I'll just have another one. One more look. Then we'll see. So the honey will definitely have to be deleted or deactivated when it reaches the bottom. Okay, now it's doing it right, so... Okay. Whew. I think we're good for today. I'm gonna have to fix those talking avatars somehow. That's gonna be a fun little exercise for after the stream. Oh joy. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm a little exhausted, but we put 3 different kinds of trucks in the game. It's a start. We got enemies that shoot at you and fly down. We got enemies that don't shoot at you. We got trucks that move left and right. One that spawns honey, one that explodes into a little enemy. And some that just move left and right. Alright, it's good, it's good. It's a start. I have a lot more ideas for different enemies and power-ups and everything, but we'll see how that goes. Whew. I am tired, but this was a productive stream. I'll see you gamers later, and who knows, maybe next week we'll be back with another cafe, like a little talk podcast thing. I can't use words right now. Like we did a couple weeks ago, where I just invited a bunch of friends over and we talk about random crap. I feel like that was a very fun format. And we could do that again. I feel like that would be cool. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. I'll see y'all later, and thank you for stopping by. Have a great weekend.